Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Rian Johnson is done with Star Wars. For real.
This time.
For real this time.
This time it's for real.
Supposedly.
It's been done for a long time. Everybody's kind of known that, but he kept trying to get himself back in.
They moved his stapler. Out of Skywalker Ranch, yes.
Yeah, he's been trying, and he keeps trying to say that it's still in play, but everybody's kind of been like, no, for a while now.
No, so now it is seemingly confirmed, something everybody knew that this trilogy is probably never going to happen, especially now because it seems like Lucasfilm is in a state of flux right now. They've canceled a lot of other Star Wars movies, postponed things, pushed back a lot of the Disney Plus shows. Lots of rumors about Kathleen Kennedy, who's been leaving for 8 years now.
Oh, right, I know. I'm like, there's certain people that keep running with this. She's gonna be out. She's gone. She's gonna be gone soon. She's gonna be gone. And this is like their 20th time saying she's gonna be gone any day now. And then when she's gone, oh hot damn, I'm correct again. Look, I was right. Check it to my, confirmed, rumor list of how my percentages of accuracy are.
Yeah. So look, I do think in this case, Kathleen Kennedy has the potential to get ousted for real.
I do finally think that this might be the case.
Yeah, especially after the Victoria Alonso getting ousted. Like I thought she was Teflon, but apparently, Iger's not messing around. He's coming in and look, I'm sure he's got the board breathing down his neck, and he's like, Star Wars and Marvel have to make money, and the way that you guys are doing Star Wars and Marvel, they're not making money. We're seeing diminishing returns, and a Rian Johnson trilogy is definitely, positively not going to win back a lot of fans. And we are starting to see this. This is the year that everything starts to pivot back to profit. Mm-hmm. We're seeing it in pop culture. We're seeing it in tech. There are a lot of layoffs right now. Yeah, it looks really stormy and dark right now, but there was a lot of bloat, a lot of bad decisions being made a lot
of bad hires.
A lot of bad hires.
We know what that's like.
And the market always self-corrects, and that's what's going on here. And if they can pull Star Wars and Marvel out of a tailspin like it looks like Paramount's trying to do with Star Trek right now, and I hope to God they do it with Doctor Who. I hope to God they can fix Doctor Who. I hope to God Russell T Davies fixes it. I don't know. But I think it is finally starting to get through to these studios that, doubling, tripling down on what did not work is not going to yield different results. I
mean, I am still concerned that they're going to go into more movies with Rey or Disney characters, but they probably will because that's their characters. They're going to try double, triple down on that. But Rian Johnson's been out for quite a while now. They keep having this revolving list of people they make announcements for, and then they're suddenly gone. Off and all that stuff. It's just like it's constant, and it's how long is this going to go on until they actually do something? And I think now with these big cuts coming, they said it's going to be bloodbath. A lot of people that are higher up are really nervous too.
Yes.
You might start getting like more Victoria Alonso oustings, like that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping that's the case with Kathleen Kennedy. But make no mistake, even if she does get gone, like Neon has said repeatedly.
Since 2018.
Over and over again. And other people who, might have worked for us at that point in time heard it from us first. That if she's gone, they're not going to spin it as she's fired, just like Alonso. Oh, she just left.
She was fired.
They're going to spin it as, Kathy's choosing to leave now. We're going to have a big party for Kathy. Take a parade. Kathy. She's choosing it. She's done so much for us. Yay, Kathy. The Disney legend now, Kathy. That kind of stuff. They're not going to just, kick her out and they be fired. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do Gina Carano to Kathy Kennedy.
Put your shit in the box, Kathy. That's what everybody wants to see happen.
It's not going to happen.
We have said before, especially somebody like Kathleen Kennedy, regardless of what you think Kathleen Kennedy, regardless of whether or not you think she was just fetching coffee for Steven Spielberg or whatever, the woman's name is on a shit ton of really important movies.
She's licked a lot of them.
She has touched and fingered a lot of these things.
So her name's all over it.
For years, for decades. I mean, she is one of the most powerful women in Hollywood.
I'm not gonna lie. When we first heard it was gonna be her, we're like, oh, cool. I mean, that might not be a bad choice. And then we saw the
the results,
the fruits of that. And we're like,
Yeah.
wow, that's not, it's like bad fruit.
It's
like,
bad fruit.
What's that fruit that smells really, durian? It's like the durian fruit of,
No, I was
the
thinking,
one that smells like dead things. I don't remember.
I guess.
I
don't
should
know.
ask my nephew. He's like a fruit expert.
He's a fruitologist. I was not licensed. He's just, freelance fruitologist. But no, I would have called it stank fruit. If I had a stinky fruit.
Skank fruit. You get him bad.
Stank fruit. Anyway, let's talk about this supposed confirmation from an insider, kind of, sorta, that he's definitely.
Dude hasn't got any announcement other than him bringing it up. And I've talked to Kathy all the time. Trust me. Other than that, we've had no official anything announced that he is for sure definitely getting something. Everybody's kind of figured long ago that Ryan isn't doing it.
Ryan's not doing it.
It's not a scheduling conflict.
No.
That's a year maybe. This is like years.
He did like 1 or 2 movies in the span of So anyway, we'll talk about this, and we're going to talk about all the other stuff that's gotten canceled over the years and how this is an ongoing pattern that Disney does not know what to do with Star Wars to their detriment. They've made some huge miscalculations. Getting rid of Rian Johnson would actually be one of the few smart things they've done.
Getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy would also be a smart thing.
It depends on who she's replaced
Well,
with.
her one person, people brought that one person that was supposed to be her protege already got gone.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, if you like the content, please subscribe. We're at almost 300,000 subs.
If you don't like the content, don't care. Thanks for watching this far and giving us money.
Thanks for the hate views. So Rian Johnson as Star Wars trilogy reportedly canceled for real. For real this time. So this is coming from a site called Small Screen. They've actually gotten it right a couple times, if I remember correctly. It's a UK site. It said the trilogy has been quietly axed by Disney due to the poor fan reception to The Last Jedi.
Oh, so now Disney's admitting The Last Jedi, was the catalyst for the fandom going...
They know. They know.
You'd have to be dumb not to.
I mean, sometimes Hollywood's dumb, but they're not that dumb. They know. All these companies know exactly what they're doing wrong. I don't know what the problem is.
Well, then it's Disney's fault too, because even people who like The Last Jedi, they could have, we want that audience, right? They could have run with that audience with the final film, and they didn't. They brought back Abrams, who brought it back to the first film, and then nobody liked the third film. Yeah. So they couldn't even get that right. Double down or don't do it at all.
So according to sources, looks like Disney and Lucasfilm have decided to pull the plug on Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy. It shouldn't come as much of a surprise, mainly because there has been so little movement on his trilogy for a while now. This is a supposed insider. And again, we don't know who this is, and people could just be pulling stuff out of their ass, but it's been like 5 years and nothing.
I don't think anybody believes for a minute that Johnson, other than Johnson, that he was still getting his movies.
Right. The last I've heard, Disney has given Johnson's trilogy the axe. Said an insider about Johnson's Star Wars trilogy. They went on to add the following. It's been problematic for Disney and Lucasfilm as they love Johnson and his work, but they just cannot get past the fans' poor reaction to The Last Jedi. The insider then added that both parties are in agreement that the best thing to do is move on and part ways. He keeps saying, just even a couple months ago, he's like, yeah, someday it's going to happen. I'd love to do it.
Was. I mean, Kathy keep talking about it all the time. It's just because of my schedule. And I'm like, yeah. Now, look, Rian Johnson isn't too bad when Rian Johnson does his own stuff. I mean, that's up for debate, but he's much better doing his own thing.
I think, look, I will be completely honest here. And I've ripped Johnson and his attitude toward fans to shreds, right? I also can admit, in retrospect, I've only ever seen The Last Jedi one time. And that was enough for me. And that basically...
never seen it again.
I have never seen The Rise of Skywalker.
Nope, never saw
because of it. But I will... that there were actually some good moments in the movie. There was actually some good dialogue in the movie.
Some of the visuals were good.
The visuals were very good. The shots were very good. He's definitely got a good eye, for cinematography. And his other work actually isn't bad. So I think in this case, had they given Rian Johnson a trilogy that was completely disconnected from the Skywalker saga and was maybe about completely new characters that didn't tie in directly to the main storyline, and he could kind of do whatever he wanted to do with those characters, it might have actually been okay-ish. But in this case, they dropped him into the middle part of what was supposed to bring this franchise back to the forefront. People were pumped after The Force Awakens. Again, I know you didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it, but it generally speaking, people were primed and ready for more Star Wars. And they were like, okay, let's see Luke Skywalker kick some ass. Let's get some more Leia. Let's, Han's dead, but whatever. We knew Harrison Ford wanted to die anyway, so let's move on with it. And dropping him into the middle of that trilogy, which is the most crucial episode, and letting him do whatever the hell he wanted to do, and not having a plan for that trilogy, like just freaking little sticky notes that would, there
was no plan.
There's no plan. That was a critical error.
Well, the person prides himself on, subverting expectations. Right. What did you effing think was going to happen? And then you have this new generation of people who are very about themselves, and they all want to see themselves as like, oh, everybody can be a Jedi. No one's special. Yeah, so I'm included, because a lot of people for some reason can't think they relate to characters unless they're told flat out that you can be that character because it looks like you or thinks like you, and then you can relate to characters.
It was just a really weird thing to see, like all these new characters introduced but not really fleshed out in the first movie, and then you're thinking, okay, second movie we're gonna split the team up and we're going to flesh these characters out. Oh no, Rian Johnson introduced a whole bunch of new characters that he made up.
Yeah, his characters.
And then they take center stage, and then all the other characters get kind of shamed by these new characters.
I was looking at this picture this whole time and laughing because when they put the Star Wars logo, all you see are the two women, the two side character women from the sequel trilogy, and Poe and Finn are completely covered.
Just like the movies. Yeah, pretty much.
I thought that was funny.
But then, then Rise of Skywalker, they had to try to undo. At that point, you can't unfuck a pregnant woman, okay? I mean, you can't. It's already, the damage is done. Now,
you can, but that's a completely different.
Well,
it's a dark, dark way to go.
Yeah. Oh, so anyway, this is an ongoing pattern. There are more canceled Star Wars movies and projects than there are greenlit. And, just two, Kevin Feige had one canceled, and apparently Rogue Squadron, Taika Waititi's are canceled. I mean,
they already said that Patty Jenkins was Taika Waititi's canceled too? I know Patty Jenkins and Kevin Feige's were.
Oh, they said it's still in development, including Damon. I think
that David Lindelof, that one's gone.
Okay, that one's gone too. So this was a while ago.
Or he's not gone. Okay, let me correct that. He is gone. Apparently the movie's still moving forward. They found a new writer. I gotta clarify that. That was my mistake. He is gone, but the movie's supposedly still moving forward. Believe me, because they said so. Okay, so this is coming from Fansided, and every canceled Star Wars project that was never made. And most of these were under Kathleen Kennedy. And they announced them. They always do these big announcements on the Star Wars page. And I think what she thinks is she announces the movie and that like it's going to get made because I made the announcement, and then they look stupid because they got to walk it back. The original Solo, Phil Lord, Chris Miller Solo, Star Wars movie by Zack Snyder supposedly turned it down. Star Wars 1313, it was a video game. The Boba Fett movie, which became The Mandalorian, so actual Boba Fett wasn't actually Boba Fett because we took all the Fett out of the Boba Fett movie and put it in The Mandalorian. Star Wars Detours, that was that stupid comedy thing I think they were doing. So Rian Johnson trilogy.
Rangers of the New Republic, we know because Gina Carano. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, and she was standing up. They had that new person on Mandalorian. Well, she was on the other season too, but they had her coming back, and she's supposed to be like, "Oh, look, it's a replacement for Gina, not the character." And because she's a lesbian, because that they have to lead with that, because that's how you identify yourself. You're not good at your career. It's just unless you lead with your identity.
Identity and pronouns.
But Gina Carano said, and I was saying the same thing. It's like, well, don't hate on her. She's a nice person. Don't hate on her because of me, because she's like, that they're not related. And Carano didn't want to see people being mean to this new actress because of her, which I don't blame her for.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I don't think she's mean. I think it's just social media sucks. Star Wars Episode 9. Now, here's the thing. The Colin Trevorrow version, and they got pretty far with this because they actually built, I don't remember who it was, but it was supposed to be like a Sith Lord that was like the anti-Yoda, and he was like a spider parasite that lived on the head of a giant in a swamp. but they actually built the giant head and
really?
the animatronic and all of it. So they got pretty far into his version of episode 9. And everything I read about his version of episode 9 was a hell of a lot more interesting than what actually happened. And it wasn't as fan servicey, but it actually, given that they were painted into a corner, it made the most sense, I think. And they just axed it, but they were very far into production on that one. And then, of course, The Force Awakens got multiple rewrites. Of course, none of these are George Lucas's outlines, which he handed Disney on the silver platter, said, here, I trust you with my children.
Well, he was led to believe they were going to go with them.
Yeah.
And Iger pretty much admitted it.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, I'm going to sell you my horse. It's kind of like Small One. I'm going to sell you my donkey. You're going to take good care of him, right?
But it works out in the end on Small One.
It does, but I'm saying the kid sold the donkey thinking the donkey was going to go to a good home. It's like, oh my God, they're going to turn him into leather. And that's what happened to Star Wars.
No, he didn't sell it. He was going to sell it and found out that's what they're going to do. So that he found, Mary and Joseph and so
That's right. Yeah, it was horrifying. It was like, oh yeah, sure, Timmy, you're going to take your dog up to the butterfly farm. Sure. Anyway, so that's...
Yeah, get back to the point. Stop talking about sad things that break my heart.
Sure, George. Luke's going to be fine. We're going to take real good care of Luke. He's going to the butterfly farm. That's where he's going. Obi-Wan Kenobi film trilogy became a shitty TV show. Benioff and Weiss Star Wars movie, that didn't go anywhere. Patty, oh my God, the list goes on. Rogue Squadron, a Dillard movie.
I didn't know about that one.
At least it's not a Dilbert movie. That would have gone very poorly. Current year. Gareth Edwards' Rogue One. I guess that got rewritten. Underworld. Oh yeah, James Mangold's Boba Fett movie. That didn't happen either. Yeah, so look, even mainstream media now, we've talked about this before. They're all calling out. They're like, Disney Star Wars.
Safe now. You're welcome.
They're like, Disney Star Wars sucks. It sucks. There's too much of it, and it's poor quality. We're seeing declining viewership on The Mandalorian.
If only YouTubers have been saying this for years. Oh, wait.
If you said anything negative about Star Wars, you were literally called a Nazi.
What was it? They would say you were an incel, cave dweller.
Cave dwelling. That's why there's...
I was an internalized misogynist.
Yes, you were. You should be an external misogynist.
No, I try to be that more now.
Okay.
Depends.
Let your balls hang out.
I do, but I wear them on my chest.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, guys, that's the thing he's supposedly done for real this time. And yeah, I do believe, and I'll tell you this because the rumor's going around again. I do believe Kathleen Kennedy will be gone. I think soon. Under the
real this time.
Illusion of it being her own choice, but the reality is the woman's 70 now.
We've been saying that was going to happen, and we kept saying they do this. They've done it for other executives. Oh, they wanted to go. That was their choice to do it.
Yeah, Kathy's going to the butterfly farm, guys. She's going to be fine.
She wanted to go to the butterfly farm.
She wanted to go to the butterfly farm. We're gonna have a big party for her, and then we're gonna shoot her with lasers and
Disney Legends.
Disney Legend. Poof. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.